Hello, hello. Welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Dungeons and Dragons Acquisitions Incorporated. I am your Dungeon Master, Scott, and here are my lovely players. Introduce yourselves in the order you see fit. I don't care. We didn't talk about it.
Fair enough. I am Matthew. I am the Verdan Life Cleric of Lithander.
Hi, my name is John. I am playing Ilbreyan Jenkins, a half-elf fiend pack warlock, the Loremonger of the party.
I'm Ray. I'm playing Inisalia, Paladin Tiefling, and Secretarian of the party.
And I am Nigel. I am playing Rynford, Gimaldree, Tunslayer, the Rock Gnome, Wizard, and Documancer of the party.
And I just want to say that this situation with Inisalia is totally unbidden. She just misses LARPing. So
I just had it around. I'm like, I can do this.
Well, we're all doing strange things on the Rona River. But anyway.
That's the first movie that comes out after all of this, on the Rona River.
But anyway, so when last we left our heroes, they were attempting to extract a tome that supposedly had some treasure for their CEO, Omendron, in the bottom of the Temple of Agma in Neverwinter. They had essentially come to an arrangement with the priest, the head priest of that temple, and we're heading down to check out some irregularities with the defense systems. He seemed to feel that there might be dangers that require the steady hand of some adventurers. And as they were heading down, Ilbreyan received a psychic message from who we can assume is the holder of his pact contract. Who basically asked him to find a book written in Celestial within the tome, within the vault, and make an alteration to one of the characters on one of the pages of said book. And by way of helping but also screwing them over, he provided some additional support to the ruse that the party was undertaking, animating two stone statues in front of the vault doors to attack everyone. So now we are going to go ahead and roll initiative, please.
Awesome. Yay. All right.
Oh, that beautiful bean footage. All right. Straight down the middle. Fair enough.
I'll take that 18.
Let me know when you're ready, Scott.
Sure, give me 1 second, everyone. Let me just add some dudes.
I just put it in, just like Ray did, I just put it in the chat.
That's fair. Ilbe.
Get old Ilby. Yes, audience.
Sorry.
It's all good.
That's all right. Yeah, there's always nuts and bolts involved in this stuff.
Indeed. Okay, so let's see here. So, Inisalia, you got a 9.
Yep.
Ilby, you had a 10. Lowin has an 18.
Lowin's a quick boy today.
Indeed.
Huh?
And what about you, Rynford?
Old Tunslayer.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
17.
17. Okay, fantastic. All right. Well then. So yeah. Well, these, like I say, these two ant statues come to life. Ilbreyan, you saw the demonic influence radiating out from you, causing this happening. No one else saw this, however. Everyone else just saw, as you approached these vault doors, these two guardian-looking statues just transmute themselves into these devilish-looking figures and leap out at you. But,
Right.
Lowin, you get the first go.
All right. right. I do see this. I'm not surprised, right?
No one's surprised. There was enough like shaking and weird stuff happening in like the few moments before it happened that everyone was, and you were all kind of on your guard anyway.
Okay. I will. Lighthander is with us, and he holds up his holy symbol. I'm going to cast Bless.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to cast it as a second level spell, so that will get all 4 of us.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Oh, and yeah, Ilbreyan, you had pushed the scribe out of the way.
Yes.
Before this fully went down.
So don't forget. So
Right.
as long as I have it active, everyone gets an extra D4 on their to hit, and saving throws that we need to make.
Nice.
Cool.
And to be fair, by pushed out of the way, it's more like nudged him and hopefully he moved. Because I had
Yeah, no, he flounced out of the way.
Right.
That was I believe that was my whole action. That was my action. I don't have a bonus action.
Okay.
So I'll probably just ready my weapons, and that'll be it.
Okay. All right, Rynford, what are you up to?
There's 2 of these things.
There are 2 of them, and they're coming right for you.
Do we have a roll 20 page?
We do not have a roll 20 page for this.
Theater of the Mind.
Theater
All right.
of the Mind.
Yeah. In lieu of anything else, it looks like everyone is getting ready for go time. So,
Mage armor? Question mark?
yeah, I think I'll throw mage armor on myself,
Okie dokie.
That's fair.
and that's it.
Okie doke. All right, next up is going to be the first gargoyle. They are going to spring forward, and they are going to come towards... it looks like they are sort of skirting around the party, and they are making their way towards that scribe. However, I will say that in doing so, they will provoke an attack of opportunity from Ilbreyan.
Okay. Well, I'm not exactly sure he'd have a weapon out right now. So I think he'll just weakly try to grab onto it to get in its way. So I'm going to make a grapple check.
All right.
That's okay.
Do it. Absolutely.
Just to try to keep it from moving. All right. Well, let's see how this goes. All right. Well. Oh, shit. Natural 20, baby.
Oh, shit.
That's a 23 total.
Okay.
So.
Well, let me just roll this beautiful nonsense.
Proficiency modifier, baby.
All right. Yeah, no, you actually managed to get this creature by the wings, and you pull it and prevent it from attacking the scribe.
All right.
And then you have an attack. Then it's your go.
Okay. I mean, I assume it's not going to try to attack me. I assume. I mean, it technically can still do that. I don't.
Yeah. No.
Fuck myself.
It'll take a swipe at you instead of the scribe.
Rightfully so. It should.
It should absolutely.
Very
So
rude of me.
indeed, quite. So let me make a roll for it. Ooh boy. All right. I'm assuming a 23 hits you.
Yeah. It's good. We're
Okay.
good.
Yeah. So. It turns its head around unnaturally and bites into your hand, and you take 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Then it's going to take a claw at you.
Ooh. 13 AC.
Multi attack.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Another 5 slashing damage as it did sort of rakes down your chest.
I think at that, I will actually activate my response.
Okay.
Basically, as it kind of bites into him, he's like, ah! And as he's grabbing it, his eyes kind of go dark again, and then flames begin to wreath around his body, and they charge at him. So this is a DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
From the gargoyle. and save for half fire damage. Hopefully it burns.
Okay, it does save.
Okay, so it will take half. All right. So half of half of 14, so 7 fire damage.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
All right, so that happens. Next is going to be Inisalia.
Okay, so we've got these two guys. Were they both going to the...
Yeah, they appear to be both going towards the scribe.
Okay, thank you.
But one of them seems to be a bit slower than the others.
Okay. One of them that was getting there first is now focused on Ilby.
Yeah, well, the one that's focused there, that was going at it first is focused on Ilby now.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go ahead and I'm going to try and cast. I'm going to do go to attack the one that's still on the way to the scribe, and then just with the sword, and then I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Sanctuary.
Okay, noted.
So let's see if I hit with my sword.
You putting it on the scribe?
Yes.
Nice. Because I'm going to attack it, so it wouldn't be good for me.
15?
15 does hit it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Woohoo.
Don't forget the D4.
I did.
Yay!
That was instrumental. Because I rolled like crap. Wait, I rolled the wrong
Lighthander
die.
loves you. Yes, he does.
That's 11 slashing.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and put Sanctuary on the scribe. So basically it wards the creature from attack.
Okay.
Shit, it's ranged attack. No, ward a creature within range against attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they want to attack or do a harmful spell, they have to make a wisdom saving throw. And failed save, they must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Okay, noted. All right, well, then that gargoyle is definitely going to attempt to attack that scribe, but he must make a wisdom saving throw. And he rolls a natural 1, so he is instead going to direct his fury towards you.
Good job, go team, guys.
He comes at you with a claw, but misses. And then, what's your AC?
18.
18. Yeah, he comes at you at a bite, but he sort of scrapes his teeth off your armor.
Nice.
All right, and that is top of the round for Lowin.
Lowin is going to go run over and help. Ilby, I'm coming! And he's going to come over. I'm going to cast Wrathful Smite on my weapon. That's a bonus action.
Okay.
Did I go?
Yeah, you grab. Oh, no, you didn't.
No, that was
No,
my
you did.
reaction.
No, that's right.
Oh, you know what? And you know what? Actually, sorry, buddy. I just realized if I use my reaction to grab him, I couldn't have used my reaction to do fire. So you can take that 7 fire away. Sorry about that.
Okay, will do.
My bad. Internet, hold me accountable.
I thought I did give you a go.
I didn't take an action.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, you grappled and
It's
then
okay.
you...
It's cool. It's
All right. We'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and let you take your action then.
Sure.
Don't want to screw you out of that.
Yeah. So after I get bit and all that, so as he's kind of wrestling with it, I think he's gonna be like, okay, no, bad, and he's going to just like whisper a dark syllable into the creature's ear. So I'm actually going to cast Hex on it.
Okay.
And then after that, let's see, that's a bonus action. So I can still do a cantrip, which was the point. And I will then, basically, I think what I'll do is I'll spend the entire time as I'm grappling with it. I just start whispering dark syllables of demonic in its ear.
Foul intent, yes.
Yes. So it's going to have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Intelligence saving throw, DC 13. Let me know.
Okay, all right. It does not make that saving throw.
Hell yeah. All right, so it is going to take 4 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then it will also take 5 necrotic. And the next time it makes a saving throw, it will take a -2 to it. Now I'll remember that.
Okay, noted. Okie dokie. So now we're back at Lowin.
Yep. Lowin, same thing. Gonna go help Elby. Gonna cast Wrathful Smite on my weapon. And I'm gonna attack it with my mace.
Do it.
Do it.
So wrathful. Very smite.
Let me add a d4 real quick. So 10 plus my... So that would have been a total of a 16 to hit it.
Okay, that does hit it.
Great. He'll take 7 bludgeoning damage. Plus, he will take a d6 psychic damage.
Does that spell make your weapon damage magical?
No. But
Okay.
Psychic damage is still magical.
Fair enough.
But it must make a wisdom saving throw or it's going to be frightened.
Okay, and it is at a -2 for that. Okay.
It takes 1 psychic damage.
Well, it rolled a natural 1. So you feel that energy sort of crash into its mind, but you also see that its flesh still retains a quality of stone to it, and your base barely makes a dent into it.
So if it wants to not be frightened after this, it has to take an entire action, and then it gets another saving throw.
Okay, so it is frightened right now?
Yes, until the spell ends. Oh, crap.
Okay.
Don't take that extra psychic damage. I don't do any of that. He's not frightened because it's the concentration effect.
Okay.
I already had Bless up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I can't have 2 without 1, so I just swung at it.
You just swung at it. So that means you still have a bonus action, right?
Yeah, but I don't have anything.
You're not going to take it? Okay, cool.
No.
All right, noted. Okay. Next up is going to be Rynford.
All right, I'm going to be throwing a chromatic orb, acid flavored, at. Have they both taken damage, or has only one?
Both of them have taken damage. They both look. Let's see. They look about equally beat up.
Okay, I'll go for the one that isn't or was not grappled last turn.
Okay, the one that Inisalia is fighting.
2v2, baby.
Okay, all right.
2v1.
Assuming a 22 hits.
It does.
16 acid damage. I rolled really well.
Oof.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
all right, that is a good chunk of damage on it. The acid just sort of slams into it, and it starts to burn away at its terrible flesh. All right, the gargoyle that is grappled by Ilby is going to take a go, and it is going to continue to thrash at you, Ilby.
Okay.
So
it is frightened. So it has.
Oh, that's right. It is frightened.
Oh, it's not. Oh, that's right. It's not frightened. That's right.
Because I didn't cast a spell because it would have been concentration.
So it's not frightened. So that means that this critical hit absolutely happens.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It does.
So
It does.
Ooh, he doesn't happen to be in 5 feet, does he?
he is within 5 feet. If you'd like to burn your reaction to give it disadvantage.
Yeah, I would. I'm just gonna run.
Well, that means that roll, instead of a natural 20, was a natural 1.
Yes.
That's 3 1s in a row, man.
No, it's pretty good. Yeah, I know. The Timora is with you. So yeah, you do not in fact get critically hit.
Just a shield out of nowhere.
However, its claw attack is going to be coming in at you, Ilby.
That's okay.
And that is going to be a 15.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That'll do it? All right. Well, that is another 5 slashing damage as it gets up in you.
Get up all in my guts, man.
All right. But then it becomes your action.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I'm kind of imagining that like basically what's happening right now is Ilby is basically bucking Broncos with this guy. And he's just trying just to hold on to the wings so he can't fly off.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just getting slashed constantly. And then the slap brings in with the save,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And as that's happening, I think he let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I think he's just gonna continue like trying desperately to just whisper the dark magic into his ear just to put him down. Oh, what's up, Matt?
I had an idea because I'm right there fighting him with you.
Yeah.
As you're thrashing around and he's whacking him, but he's also made of stone. He's like, Ilby, the short sword.
What? I trying to grab it. I'm like, get it from my belt, and yeah. I mean, it's at my belt, so you can just grab it.
Okay.
I mean, I technically get an item interaction, so I can just be like, I try to fumble for it, and then just drop.
I mean, you could use it. I mean, what I'm saying is you could use it. You just don't get proficiency with it. But you're getting blessed right now, and okay.
Oh, I mean, that's a good point.
That's up to you. That was just what I was trying to think.
Yeah, no, it's not a terrible idea. I'll continue doing what I'm doing though.
Okay.
So yeah, another intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
13.
Okay, he will try to make that. Any negatives on here? Doesn't matter.
Nope, no negatives. Just straight up damage.
All right.
However, he's going to take 2 psychic damage and 4. Well, actually, you know what? Just to be fair, he did damage me last turn, so I actually need to make a concentration check to see if I maintain the hex.
To hex.
Because that hex, Warlock bread and butter, man.
Okay, I rolled a 14 on that, so we're good.
Okay, good.
And then another 4 necrotic, so 6 damage total.
Okay.
Unless the types matter.
Doesn't seem to.
Okay.
Yeah. So next up will be Inisalia.
All right. I am going to go ahead and lunge forward for the one that's still near the scribe.
Okay.
I think he's looking kind of the worst.
Yeah.
And hopefully finish him off. So 19.
That does hit.
Woohoo. And that is going to be 8 slashing.
Okay.
And I like to use my bonus action. Go ahead and cast Smite.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Smite that
That's
boy.
me.
Okay, and what's the damage on that?
Yeah, you gotta roll.
8. Sorry.
Oh, 8. Okay.
So 8
Well-
and then another 8?
No. I'm casting Searing Smite, so next time I can use it.
Oh, I mean, you could. All right,
'Cause
I see what she's doing.
It
Okay.
says to do it a bonus action, so the next time you hit a creature.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
She's
All right.
using her racial ability, not her paladin smite.
Yeah, but you can't just in the future. You can't actually activate that before you do an attack, as well. You don't have to
Yeah.
wait till like the next time. But it doesn't matter.
No, I mean, I mean,
I was also hoping I
Yeah,
could
you're
finish
right.
this one off and smite the one that's on you.
Right. It's all good.
well, that your attack did not. So if you would like to apply your smite damage to it to this one, you can.
Sure, if you're willing to do that.
Yeah. No.
6. I will take that.
Bonus actions are agnostic of when you do them. So
Mhm.
just do you before your main action or do you do after?
So that'd be another 8 fire.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you are laying into this thing. It looks pretty rough, but it's not down yet. And it is going to retaliate on you.
Good.
And that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope. All right. Well, it is definitely going to slash at you again.
Chunk.
And it does roll a natural 20.
All right.
So we're going to go.
That's like 3 1s, 2 20s.
Yeah, no, it's getting real swingy up in here.
Mhm.
So it is going to do 10 piercing damage on you as it comes in for a bite. And yeah, that's how that happens. And then we're back up at Lowin.
Yay! He's gonna be like he said the short sword. And he's trying to like position it. He's like and he's just gonna drop the mace, pull the short sword, and try to swing with it.
Okay.
Do it.
Ignore the damage on this. I'm just rolling it. Actually, I'll just roll d20 and I'll add my bonuses because I get my bless, but I do not get my proficiency because it's on martial law.
That's true. I forgot about that.
I roll a 10 and then a 4. Does a 15 hit?
It does.
All right. That means it did 15 damage. Is it a +1 weapon?
It is.
Okay. So actually, a 16 to hit, and I will do a d6 damage. take 6 magic damage from me. Then.
Nice.
Okay, so how much damage total?
6.
6 total damage.
But
Okay.
it's magical, so
Yep, noted.
if they had any resistance.
Wait, no, that's not right.
And then so he just like literally with like one quick motion, he comes in and slashes across it, and then he reaches out his other hand for you. I'm gonna cast as a bonus action. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Ilby.
Yeah.
So
How much?
Gonna heal. Give me 1 second. I have a macro for this.
Ooh, using them big boy words.
Yep.
I like it when you use macros.
You'll heal 7 damage.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Take 7 damage.
Very good.
Yep. That is my go.
So when you grab that sword and dig into its flesh, as you're sort of healing Ilbreyan, you feel this rush of anger that isn't your own. And you are now attuned to the weapon. And you just the anger just sort of fills you for a moment, and then it passes.
Okay. All right. That's neat. That's weird.
Okay.
The world's smallest. What's the Paladin weapon? Holy Avenger.
Mhm.
The world's tiniest Holy Avenger.
Okay, Rynford, what's up?
To conserve spell slots, I'll be firebolting the one that looks the roughest, the one that Inisalia has been beating up on.
Okay, go for it.
I still have Bless, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. I haven't taken any damage.
Be
so-
blessed, my son.
That's 8 fire damage.
Okay. What did you roll to hit?
A 19.
Okay, that does hit. Yeah, you send that firebolt right through its midsection, and it just reverts back into stone and crumbles to the floor.
Yay.
Nice.
I think it's the first time we've seen a successful firebolt. So woo!
No, we've seen a couple.
Okay.
Okay. But the one that is still being tussled with by Ilbreyan is definitely still going. And it is going to continue to slash at him.
All right.
And it rolls a natural 1 on the first attack. What is going on?
I'm just the best rider, man. What can I say?
And rolls a 9 on its second hit. So no.
So 9 total?
Yeah, it rolls a 1, and then it rolled a 1, and then it rolled a 4, but it has, pluses to it, so
Slapping me around too much, man.
Yeah.
You're just yanking on those wings like.
So that makes it Ilbreyan's go.
I think I'm getting used to this.
It's a mount.
Can you tame a gargoyle? Yeah, I think actually, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Just because I want to make something weird happen, I actually would like to basically use my magic office supplies. So basically, he's just gonna grab, he's gonna see something start to tumble out of his bag, and he just grabs it with one hand, kind of wrapping it around, and he's just gonna be take the snow globe thing that has, I don't know, some deity. Someone name me the deity from the Forgotten Realms. I don't fucking know.
It should be an oversized novelty quill.
An oversized novelty quill. Yes.
Stab down into it heroically.
Yes. And I'm just going to stab it and then just try to bring it down. So it's technically supposed to be it's an enchanted item. So it's usually supposed to be thrown. So I'll leave it up to you if I can.
That's fine. No, we'll go with what's cinematic.
Sure. Fair. All right. So I'll make the attack roll. Okay, that's a 10 on the roll. So I probably got it with a 19.
That does hit.
Rock on. So that is going to do... So that's 4 magic, I guess, piercing damage, isn't it? It's a quill.
Okay, sure.
And then another 4 necrotic.
Okay. Yeah, you stab it into kind of a soft bit of it, and it thrashes at the discomfort. And that will be Inisalia's go.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll actually cast my Syrian Smite spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woot. Then we will go ahead.
Bring the
and
pain.
Go for a lunge with the sword. It's flaming. Oh, that's less good. Ooh.
Remember that
I've been
D4.
too
It might make the
anxious.
difference.
4, 5, 6. What?
Remember that D4. It might make the
Yep.
difference.
No, I do. 4, 5, 6.
It's literally saved my bacon twice now.
10.
That does not hit. You can use your inspiration to reroll if you like.
Yes, I would like to do that desperately.
These foul creatures are mocking you.
I don't have that again. Do I? Yeah, I do because I used it. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
19.
19, that does hit.
Mm-mm.
Woohoo! All
That's
right,
the sweet
so
spot.
We got 12 from the sword, and then the smite. I gotta get that back up. 2d6. 2, 3, so 12. 13. Okay. Do you want it all total together?
Yeah, all total, please.
Okay. So it's gonna be a total of 15 damage.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, you slam. Hold on. So it was total of 15.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you slam into it. You get it in a real nice spot. Still haven't taken it down though yet. That comes back to Lowin.
Lowin will continue doing. He'll like see any like come over and like lunge, and so he'll go low and lunge as well with the sword. When we roll bless, I doubt this is gonna. I'm gonna hit it. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and roll inspiration.
Okay.
There you go.
Uh,
Do it.
Jesus, really?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. I
Sorry,
rolled
buddy.
Yeah, I got like a 7. I got like an 8 and a 5.
Yeah, no, that's not going to do it. Rynford.
That's me.
No.
Another firebolt.
Okay.
Pew pew.
Does a 15 hit?
It does.
5 damage.
All right, and once again, you just sort of sniper shot, take out its the core of its magical essence, and it collapses into stone bits. And then the quiet of the basement vault returns.
You were
All
kidding.
the risk. What can I say?
Whew.
Boy,
And
good job.
and the scribe just sort of like picks himself back up and says like, "Oh my, that was worse than than we thought. Thank you very much.
You've got a plague of gargoyles, apparently.
So it seems. Before we were getting reports of just sort of magical misfirings of the wards, but we've never seen something so extreme happen before. That's
Yeah. Well, be on our guard.
you have certainly earned your due rewards. And he sort of picks himself back up and
Right.
brushes off his robe.
Just another day for us.
You know, I've heard about things like this before. Again, it's not going to be 100% correct, perhaps, but I think it might put me on the right track. I think maybe one of the things that you have in the deeper archives could be causing this.
Well, we do have many magical tomes.
That's my thought. Have you gotten any recently that might, be something that could do this?
No, we have not. We have not taken any donations since the cataclysms. Although who knows, it is likely the geomantic shifts that have occurred in the city causing this. I think that's what we've determined is the root cause of all of this, and that will only be fixed when the land has settled after the eruption. Regardless, I believe you did mention that you wished to peruse the inner vault, and your valor has more than earned that opportunity.
Well, I mean, every now and then we do wrangled gargoyles, I suppose.
You'll be the gargoyle wrangler?
I'll take it. We'll workshop that, though. I think we should.
But it was very brave. You did a very brave thing. I've never seen you do something that brave before.
I think, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm really growing into the role after all.
So he goes up, he brings himself up to his full height, he goes into his robe, and he pulls out this ornate-looking key, places it into the vault doors, and opens it up. And before you go in, he kind of claps his hands, and basically kind of like a minor scribe attendant, like peeks his head down the staircase, and then rushes to his end. And so like, young Ribald here will assist you in going through the tomes.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you very
He
much.
says, I have things to attend to up in the upper temple, but thank you. Thank you. You said you were reliquary was your adventuring reliquary. How droll. Well then, I will certainly note this in the temple records that you are a fine and upstanding band of do-gooders.
You know it.
I like doing good.
Well then, by your leave.
Hurt. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Of the people hurt between the two, whose looks worse?
I mean, I still have I'm okay. Like, I think you kind of see Ilby's probably going to be okay in like at least a little bit of rest.
Okay. I'll hold off then.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. All right. So
you are enter the large vaulted doors, and you find this very large, imposing library room, essentially. Just rows upon rows of stacks of tomes that seem to be very well organized, very well laid out. Those of you of a mystical persuasion can see the obvious signs of like protective wards that keep everything contained, keep all the books protected from just incidental damage or aging or anything of that variety. And this young scribe just says, feel free to browse and see and read anything you like. If you have any questions or have anything that you wish to discuss or bring up, you can ask me, and I'll be at the ready.
Thank you.
very admirable. I'm sorry. Your name was again?
Ribald.
Ribald. It's a pleasure, by the way. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to take care of us. Can you just give me the general layover just so, we don't waste any time?
Oh, absolutely. And he begins to go on to this elaborate, arcane indexing system that the more he talks about it, the less you understand. Just because it's so idiosyncratic and strange. But you get sort of a general idea of there's a system to it. If anyone would like to roll an investigation check, if you want to peruse the tomes to find the particular book that you're looking for.
Okay. Yes, indeed, I do.
I will as well.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I will.
Yeah, Bless is already over, right?
Yes, it wouldn't help with the ability check, anyways.
Oh, that's fair.
It only helps with saves.
I am gonna roll on inspiration. That was not a good roll.
Is this just a look for our book or a look for a book?
You can look for any book you like, but it depends on what you're looking for.
Okay, that's fine. Because I'm not going to really help find the main book because I'm not that great at it.
Right. Okay. Just so I'm sure exactly what's going on, The party's main goal is to find what again, specifically?
The party's main goal is to find a book called A Layperson's Guide to Common Knowledge.
That's right.
Which has supposedly contains the treasure on it.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I rolled a total of 22.
Okay.
On an investigation. So yeah.
Okay. And Rynford? What did you roll? Can hear you.
I got a 16.
16. Okay. Yeah, Rynford, you are able to most certainly find that book. It is sort of tucked away amongst just sort of the more common tomes in this area. You find a couple volumes of that same one, but you recognize the one that you're kind of looking for from like this sort of faint arcane shimmer around it that sort of picks up to your wizard's eyes, and you're pretty sure that that's the one. Ilbreyan, however, as you're sort of going through the tomes, you manage to come by the book that you were tasked to find.
Okay. I'd like to look at it to see what kind of words might be on it, if there are words. Like, are there any, sigils or?
You can make an Arcana check if you like.
I will try to do that. I got 12.
12. It certainly is magical in and of itself. There is certainly, the script is done in this sort of enchanted ink, and it's in the celestial tongue. So unless you speak that, you don't necessarily understand it. But there's certainly magic about it. But you cannot identify any specific wards or anything of the like.
I gotcha. So what I'm going to do is I will begin to take it out, but before I do so, I'm actually going to cast my cantrip, Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is basically, as I'm pulling it out, I'm going to basically overlap an image of it so it looks like a different book.
Okay.
And, as I'm pulling it out, I'm basically just going to have the image follow with it, just to be sure that, it doesn't appear that I'm pulling out a specific book.
Okay.
Basically I'm going to grab just a host of books that I think are interesting in the area. I'm going to try to act like I'm basically looking at all these books and whatnot. And then I will begin to do the deed, or I'll try to.
Well, go ahead and give me a deception check with advantage.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Advantage helped. A 24.
Okay, yeah, you managed to bring a couple of books off the tome. Ribald is pretty close by, and he says he when he sees you sort of laden with books, he ushers you over to a small reading desk. And he says, you may of course peruse them, and when you're done, I will be happily to reshelve anything that you need.
Oh yes, well don't worry. The thing is, I also used to work for library. I can put them exactly where they found them.
He says, I understand, sir. Thank you. That's very appreciated, but I do have my duties.
Oh yes, of course. Well, I understand the duties. I mean, I get it. We all have to do our job right.
Indeed.
Yes, I do.
So, Rynford, while this is going on, you cannot help but think that this is the perfect distraction to try and take the book that you've found.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally do.
Okay. Yeah, if you'd like to give me a sleight of hand roll.
Okay. And it's been my inspiration.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
Much better. 19.
All right. Yeah, you are able to sort of. It's not a big book, It's sort of squat and fat. And you manage to secure it amongst your personal effects without any difficulty. As you do, your hand does sort of go over it, and you definitely feel like a spark of magic on the book itself.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so you are having this argument, Ilbreyan. What about Lowin and Inisalia? Are you guys doing anything?
Probably mostly near Rynford because that's what we were kind of looking for.
Okay.
At least Lowin.
Sure.
But I think he's going to wander off because there's actually a kind of a book he's kind of curious about.
Okay. What kind of book are you looking for then?
He's actually going to look for a book that may have anything to do with that which endures.
Ah, okay.
Hey.
All right, give me.
I'm going to cast guidance.
I know what you're ultimately going to be looking for, but in my head, I'm just like, you're like, do you have anything that's like got pictures?
He can actually read, but he's like, but may have lots of eyes that look at different directions when you look at the book, and I'm looking for something like that. I'm going to cast guidance on myself. And do you want an investigation check?
Yes, please.
Ooh. A 22.
Okay.
I rolled a 19. I have a +0 modifier.
Nice. I will get back to you on that.
That's fine.
Inisalia, what are you up to?
Let's see. She's just kind of browsing, but she's like, "Do you have anything for like make friends and win with popular people kind of thing? Like, how to influence cults and country? Just something, kind of help bolster our PR system."
He's like, I think we might have something like that. It's not necessarily the general milieu of what we have here. Why don't you come with me and we will take a look at... come with me real quick.
Okay.
All right. So Ilbreyan, he gets drawn away from within Inisalia, and Lowin seems to be off on his own gig, and you seem to have a moment alone.
I will begin to quickly and as surreptitiously as I can start looking through the book for the specific character I need.
Okay, so what I'd like for you to do is give me an investigation check, please.
Alrighty.
Because you're really just sort of going off of... Because remember you got this vision of like this sort of architectural design that had like sort of these sweeping buttresses and whatnot. So you're trying to find a character that matches that image.
Okay. So I have a 15.
Okay.
Investigation check.
All right. You find it. You find this page. It only has a couple of characters on it. It seems to be like it seems to be more like a diagram than like a lines of text. But one of them seems to match that design that you were shown. And you remember you were shown like one of the arches crumbling and sort of leaving a deposit of rubble at the bottom of the character.
Okay. Let's see. So do I recognize this, by the way? Does this look familiar to me at all?
Give me an Arcana check, or a religion check at disadvantage.
Both of them are at disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and get... Okay, well, with disadvantage, it's going to be an 11 Arcana check.
Okay. You think this has something to do with some sort of planar nexus? That seems to be the best that you can figure about what this you like the character itself. You're not certain of, but the diagram has some sort of like planar elements to it that all seem to sort of converge on a single point.
Okay. I will go ahead and bringing out probably that same quill that I had in my bag. I will begin to I'll take out the blood first, and then I'm just gonna mark it out, change it as well as I can.
Okay, that is going to be an Arcana check to attempt to sort of, because like I said, the ink itself is kind of mystical, so you're like trying to redirect the flow of energy
Gotcha.
on the page.
Okay, that is a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you seem to be able to, like, it's as you're sort of doing this, you feel like the slightest tug on your own hand, like you feel the lightest presence of another hand on your hand, guiding the motions of your quill, and you manage to make that change. Rynford, what is your passive perception?
Just a moment.
They can actually see you changing it, but using the blood of the demon that you stabbed with the quill to help you change it.
It'd be a little obvious, I think, in the page.
Perception is 11.
Okay. Yeah, you come around and you just see Ilbreyan sort of going through this like stack of books, and he's got one open in front of him, but you don't see anything untoward. He just seems to have his nose in a book.
Okay. I want to cast a spell.
Okay.
Is Lowin within 120 feet of me?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Say Lowin or me?
Huh?
Lowin or me?
Lowin.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to be casting the cantrip Message, which doesn't have to go in a straight line and can work if I am familiar with the person. So in a whisper that only you can hear, Lowin, you hear Rynford's voice. I have the book. It is secure. Let everyone else know that we can leave whenever they are ready. You may respond to this message.
Will do.
So Lowin, as you are sort of, as you say, will do, you come upon, it's actually not a book that you find. You find a tapestry that is under glass, sort of at the end of one of these these aisles, and it's clearly very old. It's clearly been preserved and restored in places, and it seems to be, it's more like an equation than it is a piece of art. There are just symbols arranged in sort of harmony with one another. And as you're looking at it, you just seem to, understanding comes to it. You see that there are these two primal forces that this equation describes. There is a force that personifies and maintains the perfect order of the multiverse. The sort of the rules that govern everything. And in sort of, when you deal with things of duality, the opposites tend to match each other. But even though the equation balances, there is no such aesthetic to this pair, because the other opposing or balanced force of this perfect order that describes the way everything works is the fact of entropy. That even if everything is in its place, everything will crumble.
Part of the equation says this is one of the constants of the universe. Even though this is a perfect system, the perfect system is designed around the idea of things breaking apart.
It's not so much that it's part of the equation. It's like two different equations that call upon each other and have to be reconciled, even though they're not necessarily paired together.
Interesting. That's gonna cook his little noodle for a little while.
And you spend a few moments just sort of staring at this and understanding it, and like you kind of shake your head, and you notice this sort of pile of notes next to it on a little table.
He'll get up on the table.
And you leaf through them for a little bit, and the gist of it is that they don't know what this is.
Ah.
That like it defies all understanding, all analysis, all language. They get a big fat nothing when they've been trying to research what this is.
They don't even understand what I just understood from it.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's gonna get down. He'll remember what Rynford asked him, so he'll go searching for Inisalia first, and then Ilby.
Yeah, so you find Inisalia, and there's a very small section that basically has political tomes, like political histories. You know, the ending of the rise and fall of empires. And he says, perhaps something like this, and he hands you a tome that basically it's entitled "The History of Emperor and Empress Magister."
Okay.
And she says, this civilization, from what we've read, was held together by the charisma of this couple. They were very resource poor. They had poor geography, enemies on all sides, but for 100 years, by their sheer force of personality and persuasion, they held together their society.
That sounds fascinating. And a love story?
They were together, yes. He says, that is not necessarily one of the tomes that we are keeping. So I think it would be well if you can take that for your own.
Really?
Yes, this is just a tome that was given to us in payment, and we have very little use of it.
Thank you so much. This is gonna be
He says, "Well, you've done our temple a great favor."
He's like, "Yeah, that's really cool. That's a great gift. Thank you." And in your head, Inisalia, he says, "We're done. We have the book."
Right. And she just hugs us like, "Well, I think I'm all set. Thank you."
Great, yeah, and like I said, Rynford, you found Ilbreyan yourself as well.
Now, Scott, do I think I have like a moment after I finished doing the character, like to while do I think he's still distracted enough that I can put this book back on the shelf where it was, but then like come back, bring another book, be like, oh, I forgot to look at this one as well.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Not something I'm trained in. Oh, actually, that's right. I did train in it recently. Yeah. So, 13.
Yeah, you slip it back onto the shelves. You don't think that you think he kind of notices that you were running around without supervision. He just kind of gives you a side eye, and
I'm sorry, I forgot this book here. I meant to grab it. Sorry.
He says, but that as well. He says, how much longer will you all be perusing the stacks?
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna All I need is to look at this very quickly, and I should be good, I think. Yeah.
Well, good.
I forgot your name. I apologize.
Scribe Ribbled.
Scribe Ribble. Oh, that big tapestry back there? Yeah, there are two equations about the constant forces of a universe ever relating to each other.
He blinks a few times, and he says, "Oh my, that's very interesting, young man. Thank you very much for your insight." And he just kind of looks over to Inisalia, and he just sort of whispers into your ear and says, like, "Watch him. That tapestry can get into people's heads if they look at it too long. So just make sure you."
Got it.
Oh, I just wrote down there's like they didn't know what it was, and now I know what it was. So
Yeah, that's very insightful. Thank you very much.
no problem.
So we're done?
You've been very nice to us.
Oh, you know what? I don't think this is what I need. That's okay. I stacked the books for him. I'm like, are you sure you don't want to put them up? I can do it.
He's like,
Happy
"I
to
will
help."
take care of that, young man.
Okay.
Why don't you head back up to the upper temple?"
That's
Do you want
fair.
my book? Would it make you feel better, Elby?
Oh, no. I was just trying to help, I have a fondness for books myself. I understand. This is your job. You'd like to do your job. I get it. All right.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
the smells. It's so good in here.
Hopefully, no gargoyles on the way out.
No, hopefully not. So he sort of ushers everyone out of the tome of the vault. He closes the door behind him and clearly goes back to work.
Well, I say that went fairly well.
He just gives you a thumbs up at Rynford.
Ah.
I say we head on back to our lodgings and take stock of the day.
That's fine. I'm okay
Book
with
club.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I saw a really cool tapestry. They didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
Now,
tell
don't
me about
look at
that.
Tapestry.
Hold on. You cut out, Nigel. You cut out completely.
Oh, sorry. Tell me about that, I say, as we start walking.
Yeah.
He
You
tells
guys-
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, he's like, no, it was like this tapestry. It was an equation that one was the order of the universe, one was the constant of sort of the rate of entropy, and they interplayed with each other. Their note said they didn't understand it at all, but I kind of knew it.
Ripple said it kind of gets in your head, though, so you're not supposed to look at it too deep.
I mean, I asked Lighthander to guide me to the things I want to know, and I stumbled upon the tapestry.
Okay.
So how do you think this relates to you? How is that something that you want to know?
So I'm in my mind. I was thinking about the that which endures, and that's the thing that made me, our people. It's sort of it's not a god in any sort of that no one worships now. It's an entity, it's a thing, and it controls the order. Like not that controls it, but is part of the It's somehow related to the entropy of the universe and have ability to hold it back. And that's what caused us to come to being out of the original goblinoids that we were. Because some of us were goblins, some of us were bugbears. They all turned into various forms of us. And it was interesting. I'm going to think on this a lot more later.
So do you think that what you are looking for is an explanation for the origins of your people or for you?
Yes, an idea I've always had is, while Lighthander is very much about the new day, like look at the new day, the hope that it brings, but you cannot have the new day without nighttime being there. It is a part of the order of things. I cannot know what I will be, what our people can become without understanding what we were before we were new. And while we do know we were goblins and we lived in the Underdark, and I'm sure that was a pretty bad experience and probably not the best life comparatively.
Probably very smelly, yes.
Yeah, but obviously somehow involving Omen Drawn somehow and Acquisitions Incorporated and that which endures created us. And I'd like to know more about that which endures and the situation that created us, because my people need guidance. We're so new, and there's not a lot of us. Everyone's got identities. Even he looks over to Inisalia, like even your people, for all their reputation, you're our people. You have a culture. You have sort of an identity. We don't really have that.
Oh, you guys just want to know who your daddy is. That's all.
I guess,
conceptually.
in a way. Yeah. I guess in a way. Because we're connected to him. I have abilities that no goblin has ever possessed.
Certainly.
Most people don't do the things I can do. Therefore, we're unique. And that uniqueness probably comes from that which endures in other circumstances. So,
are you sure you're not going to look into it and then suddenly go crazy, though?
I mean, to be fair, that can happen to anyone for anything.
Well, not if you learn how milk is made. If you read a book about milk, you don't.
No.
What do you know?
Believe me when I say, yes, that has happened.
Was it blue milk? I feel like it was probably.
Okay,
blue milk.
we're going to have to talk about this tonight, I think.
Mind flaring.
Okay, well, you know what? This is a win today. Let's not ruin it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We had a very good day. We did a very good job. We banished demons. We've got a book. We got the thing. We got our stuff. We're doing good. We're doing really good.
Yes, of course. Exactly.
More coffee.
Ooh, more coffee. Yes.
You know, that is true. I think this is obviously all the result of you learning what coffee is.
It is quite a
I'll
magic
go for
elixir.
it. I will go. You know what? That's logic I can stand behind.
Okay, as you guys are leaving the temple and having this conversation,
Oh no.
Ilbreyan, you feel just sort of as the conversation sort of comes to a natural end, and you sort of just begin walking down the street.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like the delicate hands rest upon your shoulders from behind you. And the quickest glance let you know that no one is actually there.
Okay.
And he says, and you just hear in your mind, "Very well done, Mr. Jenkins. You have forwarded a great change in the times to come." And then you just sort of feel those hands sort of brush your shoulders and says, "Good work demands good reward." And
yes.
you feel all around you, in sort of your outer cloak, you just feel a rush of energy sort of suffuse your outer garment. And you feel surrounded physically by power and magic.
Yeah, I think as he's going down, he's just gonna be like, "Whoo, it's been a good day. Whoo, yeah, coffee. We're gonna have celebratory coffee and cakes if there's cakes around. Oh yes, we should have a real celebration."
Scott, I'm assuming since I'm now accidentally attuned to the sword, I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, very hungry.
I can go for a cake. How about 2, maybe 3?
2 cakes. Yes. You know what?
Oh yeah, the sword.
The more coffee we drink, the more cake we can have.
The sword. The sword. I can.
Eventually
I'm
get
attuned
sick.
to it.
You know
I
what?
don't know why.
I'm sorry. Did the Secretarian also become the fun police?
I'm just saying, there's a limit to how much cake and coffee you can have.
Yes. Well, to the unimaginative, perhaps.
We gotta
Okay, if
test
you want
that
to find
limit,
that
though.
limit, that's perfectly fine. Just keep a slop bucket by your bed.
Ooh.
Making this cake binge session very unsexy. I want you to know that.
Indeed. So, you guys,
party police.
you guys head back to the little cafe where you guys also have a room and are able to get some privacy.
Yeah.
When we finally do have some privacy, I've been trying to think of a good place to have stashed this that's comedic. You know, the sound of Velcro like unhinging, and then like no. But,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just like pull it out from like my like under my shirt and put it down on the table. So this is what we were trying to find. It feels a little magic-y, so I'm going to do my thing. If anyone's got anything else they want me to look at while I'm doing this, just hit me up, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just concentrate on this, and we'll try to figure out what all is going on.
Have you identified this? He pulls up the short sword that we got a while back.
I don't think I have.
Oh.
Throw it on the pile.
Yep.
Throw it on the pile. Yeah.
We'll stack it next to the pile of cakes.
So if I... So, okay, because you guys have the rapier, the short sword, the rapier of vengeance, the short sword, and the book is what you're identifying.
Oh, I used the short sword, not the rapier, right?
Oh, fair. Okay, all right, never mind. Then that surge was of hunger, not anger.
Get it? That's fine. Thanks. Because I was like, when you said rapier of vengeance, I was like, oh no, I don't think I pulled that one out.
But if you dual wield them, then you would just feel hangry.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
My hunger can only be sated by blood.
So, yeah, I will cast...
Oh.
Uh-oh, doggo.
Bork.
My dog, sorry.
It's okay.
All good.
They're so cute, though.
I will cast Identify on the book and the short sword.
Okay. Yeah, so you definitely find that the magic on the book is very easy to determine. There is a glyph of warding on it, such that it will explode if you try and open it. And the short sword is, as I discussed, it's a +1 short sword that when I believe you actually already identified this one.
Okay, yeah, because if we roll hit dice, we get automatically get max, but we're double hungry.
Yeah,
twice as much as we normally would.
I thought we had another weapon that I hadn't identified yet, but I guess
the rapier.
You have the rapier that I don't believe you have, and that is the sword of rapier of vengeance.
Yeah, we learned about that.
Yeah, I think
we also interrupted that.
Yeah. So I think that's the only thing you need to identify would be the book itself. Okay. So yeah, it's very easy to determine that.
All right, I don't know why, but I have notes in here and my stuff that says acts as a ring of spell turning and a ring of protection.
Oh, that was the ring that you got in the dungeon that turned off when you left the room.
Oh,
your wish ring that you're so mad at me about.
Right.
The fake ring, yeah.
Damn it. Anger. Extreme anger. Anyway, sorry.
So, Ilbreyan, while Rynford is doing that, you have a moment to sort of feel out this this cape that you've been empowered with, and it is it is called the Cape of the Mountebank.
Yeah, I think I know what that is. Yeah. All right.
But yeah,
I will look that up. Thank you. Or rather, I think so basically, did my cape become?
It becomes that.
Got it. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Very well.
So I'm taking a look at Glyph of Warding. When you cast the spell, you inscribe a glyph that later unleashes a magical effect. You can inscribe it either on a surface or within an object that can be closed, like a book, to conceal the glyph. The glyph can cover an area no larger than 10 feet in diameter. If the surface or object is moved more than 10 feet from where you cast the spell, the glyph is broken and the spell ends without being triggered.
From whatever you can tell, this glyph was jiggered to stay with the item, even if it was moved. It seems to trigger on the opening of it.
Gotcha.
Now, based on what you've heard of what you need to do with this, Omen just wants you to get this out of the city and into his hands eventually.
Oh, okay.
This is not the original reason we're here.
Yeah, no, this was a side thing that Omen tacked on to your attempt to track down Talantha 2 coins who was the last. She was the last. She was the last little hanging bit on the previous franchise that was in Philandia.
She has a piece of the thing.
No, actually, you don't think she does have a piece of the thing. She used it to teleport, but it left behind. It's a piece of bureaucracy that the head office wants to scratch off. So, like, what happened to her? And Rynford, you got a vision of the lighthouse that you guys identified was slightly to the north of Neverwinter.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now that we've completed all of our business in the city, we are now able to actually go north to that lighthouse.
Indeed.
No. Oh, but before we leave, didn't we get a whole bunch of money?
Well, actually, let's see. Yeah, 12,600 GP of gems and gold. It's that I think we moved, didn't we? Or do we still have them?
I believe you still have them.
We do still have them. That's right. Right. So I think we need to move these somehow.
It's a lot of money.
Oh,
It's a lot of gems, yes.
wasn't that why you met with the artist, the cat?
No, you met with him to try to get an in on the temple.
That was it. That was
what we did.
So, I might have to take some time. I mean, the fact is, we might be able to just leave this into the hands of our trusty, man back at home or woman back at home, and they could take care of it. Do I feel that's correct, Scott?
Yeah. I mean, you can. I mean,
the Hordes person.
The Hordes person. I mean, that is most certainly part of the. I mean, they are also the Hordes person and the Major Domo. So handling massive amounts of funds, but getting to them.
Can we go to the main office here, and then they would potentially have access to it?
That is a possibility. Yes.
I suppose we haven't gone to the main office. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, this isn't the main office. This is the Neverwinter. This is the Neverwinter HQ.
Right.
It's kind of like a secondary main office.
I also, if we go there, they may be able to get a quick message to Omen, and Omen can come here to get the thing.
Also, I can check and see if my crystal works.
Certainly. So, do you guys want to head over to the Neverwinter office?
I mean, that depends. Inisalia, do you think you can get the mojo going? Maybe
Try and call ahead.
Not be a bad idea.
Okay, let me give it a shot here.
I'm gonna cast guidance on you.
Thank you. How much is that? D4?
It's a D4. You get a D4 and an ability check.
God, that's so sad.
What'd you roll?
I got a 5.
Yeah, for some reason, this just isn't working real good.
This stone, maybe we could talk about it at the office, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we should head over there.
Yeah, you guys can head over. I've actually put a link in the chat to what the building actually looks like.
Oh shoot!
Oh, is there actual? Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Because this location exists in the Neverwinter MMO.
Oh, that's cool.
No shit.
There's a whole quest line that you can go through. That's all Acquisitions Incorporated. But yeah, you guys come up. You see the big balloon before you see the building itself of an airship that's docked up on a it's a middling sized building. It's got kind of like it's a square building, has a couple of windows around it, got a staircase leading up to the front entrance. And you guys are able to come in, and there's a reception desk with a tiefling man manning it, and this is like, and he sort of looks up from his paper and is like, "Welcome to Acquisitions Incorporated. What can we get for you?"
Oh, well, we actually are with. Go ahead, Inisalia.
Oh no, I was immediately gonna just ask about this.
Oh, you are franchisees. Well, by all means, welcome. Come on in. Just sign in right here, and we will get you into the franchisees lounge and take care of whatever business you like.
Ooh, we get a lounge.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
Sign that there.
So yeah, you guys are signed in. He leads you down a staircase into a small but well-appointed lounge, and he says, "Our local franchisee liaison will be with you shortly."
Thank you.
Thank you. Very kind.
Indeed.
Coffee?
Oh yeah, there's a spread of little cakes and coffees and all sorts of goodies laid out for you.
Go over
Lowin,
peruse.
let's do it. Let's eat cake like we've never eaten before. Yeah, basically. I mean, no, he doesn't actually make a photo of himself, but he definitely is like.
Oh, he's eating him. He's scarfing him down because he's just like.
You are disgusting.
Okay, it's the sword's fault, to be fair.
Is
Also
this
goblin,
the face
sort
that
of.
we want to present?
I ate a lot beforehand.
Technically, we're franchisees. We're paying customers as well.
So as you guys are having this, eventually sort of the door opens back up, and a dark-skinned elven woman wearing red and brown leather armor sort of stomps her way down. Like she's got sort of she's absentmindedly going through what definitely looks like a Documancer's ledger. And she just sort of says, so you are the Philander team, yes?
Yes. The
Okay,
recent,
cool.
franchisees there.
Yeah, I have very little time. I have to get back to my branch. But what can I do for you? What can we need? Walnut Dawn Grass, by the way.
Oh, yes. Introduce ourselves. We were wondering, could we have a message sent to the president, perhaps? Sorry, it would be CEO. Sorry, CEO. Possibly. We just need to bring something to his attention. That's all.
She says, well, normally that could be handled through she sort of glances over at you, Rynford, and sort of looks over your equipment. A more accomplished Documancer, but I do seem to have direct access to the CEO. So by all means, if you want me to get him a message, I'd be happy to help.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. So, because he'd go over his head. Great. So, yes, we just need to reach out to him regarding a matter that was passed to us. We don't, just kind of our thing, really.
Mm-hmm.
Could we perhaps have him? Is it possible to contact him, or have him contact us, or have his representatives contact us?
Well, I mean, certainly I could tell him that you need to get in contact with him. That's fine, but if you would let me know what it is, the details of it, maybe that'd be able to facilitate things.
Right.
Just let him know that we have the book.
And he'll know what that means?
Along the Platinum Road?
She just says, I'll just jot this down. She scratches it into her tome. And a few moments later, you sort of hear a scratching, and she says, he says to get it out of the city, and he'll be in touch.
All right.
Okay. Sure. Well.
Also,
Well, there we go.
just quick side note: is there any way to make sure this thing works?
She kind of takes a look at it, and she's just like, not really my area of expertise, but I can take a look.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I gotta.
She takes it. She looks at it a little bit, kind of shakes it. She says, "Give me 1 second," and she goes to another page in her ledger and scratches something down, and then waits for a moment and says, like, "No, you're getting signal from the home office."
Okay. Well, thank you for checking.
By all means, dear. You anything else you all need?
Oh, well, I don't think so.
We need to just talk to somebody about the hordes person, but that's okay. We don't have to do that. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is what do you need? I'm on call for this branch for today, so anything you need I can get if I can't help you, then I can get into the hands of someone who can.
Well, we have to get some items over to our hordes person, but that's going to be some. We have our ways, I think, to do that, don't we, gentlemen?
Well, I
Is
just
it
thought it would be.
Would this be monetary value?
Yes, just transactions of things that we required. That's all.
Okay. You should take care of that outside of the city.
Oh, all right.
Oh, do I need to explain this to you?
I don't.
Okay, so she like motions you over and says,
Tipped over.
I don't know if you've noticed, but there's quite a lot of public works going around. Some tax-funded public works.
Oh. Okay.
There's a lot of taxes going around, and
Why are we whispering?
Yeah. Okay, you're right. We need to go, I think. It's been a pleasure, I think. There's nothing else you guys need, right?
No, thank you so much for your time.
it's been a pleasure. Thank you so very much. Why don't you all take your money and get it past the guards so that the company doesn't take a loss.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Have a good day.
Bye.
And be like, okay, well, basically lead over. We need to teleport back home, I think, and get rid of this stuff. What do you all think?
At least
I mean, we're already here. We could go look for her.
I'm just real antsy about all this money we have right now.
I know, but she's right
Don't we have
there.
sack?
Yes, with a sack, but wait. So who's right there?
The woman we're here for.
Talantha.
Talantha.
Oh, at that
Coins.
at that lighthouse. I mean,
Yeah, it's out of the town too.
I guess technically, but what do we know about that place? Do we think we're going into a safe place, or?
Well, it's supposed to be their headquarters, or was their headquarters, or one of her headquarters that she knew about. It was like a dwarven group's.
Right.
It was the place that she fled to when she felt her life was in danger. So I think we'll be okay, provided we're intelligent about things.
Also, if push comes to shove, I guess we could teleport out if it gets too dangerous.
I suppose that's true.
Yes.
All right. Well, fine. I say we take just a brief rest then, if that's all right. And then
I'm assuming that you guys took a long rest when you got back to your.
a long rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair.
I'll take a long rest. I'll get all my stuff back.
Mm-hmm. I'm good with that.
yeah, because you guys went back to the cafe that you had a room, you identified stuff. I'm assuming that you guys.
That would have been at least a short rest, if not.
Yeah,
a long rest.
but you would have had time for a long rest. There's nothing too terribly.
Because we weren't
That is
super
fair.
pressed for time.
Mhm.
Right. Okay, then yes. Okay, I suppose let's do it.
Okay. So you guys are.
Just for clarification, Scott, the short sword that I'm attuned to is a +1 sword.
It is.
Okay. Just making sure that was still correct because I know we. And who's got the rapier?
Boy, I don't know. I guess we do. I guess I could, but I'm trying not to touch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Ooh. Should we try to get rid of this? No, that's right. He said something about tax. No, we should go. We should just leave
Later.
this place
What
altogether.
will I do with it?
We could go to Waterdeep later. Waterdeep's not so
Actually,
bad.
And while we're here, Scott, I'm going to use one of my features.
Okay.
Oh.
I have as the cartographer. I can get us some broke ass horses.
Absolutely, you can.
Really? Yeah. We can rent it. It's literally I can just go, hey, give us some horses or a wagon, that's kind of busted, but it'll get us where we need to go.
Sure. Yeah, you're able to, just by dint of this strange affinity that you've gotten for transportation and getting from place to place, you find a very reasonable deal on a serviceable wagon that will get you. It's probably the better part of a day to travel from Neverwinter to the Silent Sound Lighthouse, which is where you're heading. But yeah, that is more than within your capability.
They are secondhand draft horses and cart riding horses and ponies is what I can get.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, 2 ponies.
It's a rental, is what it's called.
Yeah.
Finally, horses.
Yeah, he probably actually goes up to the he probably goes up back to the office, like since we're right around there.
Mm-hmm.
Talks to the guy in the head and says, "Hey, where can we? Who do you do business with to get horses and stuff?" He's like, "Oh, that guy down the road."
Yeah.
He goes there and talks to them, shows off these AcqInc, and then they work on.
Yep,
it.
absolutely. The deal gets managed through the company ledger, and it all gets squared away. But yes, you guys are basically able to head up the coast and make your way to the lighthouse. And so you guys trundle up the coast in your shitty low rent cart that Lowin just sort of pulled out of somewhere.
Cost effective.
Indeed.
Lowrider.
Yeah, and you come around a bend in the road, and Silent Sound Lighthouse finally comes into view, rising atop a rough and dangerous-looking promontory of rock that thrusts up from the beach behind it and juts into the Sea of Swords. If the lighthouse is supposed to act as a beacon, though, something is seriously wrong. Its top is hazy and indistinct, as if a fog obscuring the lantern as if a fog was obscuring the lantern room. Also, for a place that's an occupied headquarters, there's a lot of scaffolding along the tower's base, and 3 large tents are pitched on the slope of the beach behind the lighthouse promontory. Wind and the crashing of waves against the cliffs is loud, but even over that, panic shouts can be heard. Along the shore next to the beach, tentacles rising up from the sea thrash against a longboat. 3 people in the boat are fighting off the tentacles and faring poorly.
Oh no!
Oh.
What are you doing?
To action.
We have
You
to
gotta
go
do the good
help.
guy thing.
Reliquary out of the way. Yes.
Okay, so this longboat is 15 feet out in the water.
Okay.
So we're not going to go into full initiative here.
Okay.
I just want to know what you intend to do and how you intend to do it within the confines of your character's capabilities.
Okay.
I can definitely do some attack spells from shore. I got the range for that.
So I actually kind of go, I've learned something recently, and I can help us out. But I can only help out me and one of you. So who should it...
Inisalia?
I suppose. That does make sense. You can do the whole, zappy stuff. Inisalia, do you want to go on the boat?
Let's go in the boat.
All right. So what's the plan? We're going to deal with these tentacles somehow? If we go on the boat, we're going to be next to the tentacles.
But you'll be next to me, and I'm going to slash the tentacles.
Okay, I've had enough. I did one really scary thing this week, and I feel like that's my quota. Okay.
While you guys are having this discussion, one of the people on the boat, tentacle wraps around them, and they are pulled into the ocean.
Run!
Oh
Go, go, go.
All right.
Sacred Flame on the other tentacle.
Okay.
I will go. All right, and basically, you see me flourish the cape in front of me. It creates a small shimmer of light, and then I go and I push you in, and I go in with you.
Okay, so
I'm gonna teleport onto the boat. I guess next to the person who needs the most assistance.
okay, yeah. So the two of you sort of appear in the boat, and I'm assuming Inisalia, you draw steel and go what for?
Oh, yeah. Right at.
So and you and Lowin, you send off a sacred flame.
Yep, Sacred Flame.
And Rynford, what are you doing?
Casting a 2nd level chromatic orb.
Okay, so combined with the sudden appearance of an additional fighter and a support warlock and magic from the shore, these tentacles are burned and slashed at, and eventually they recede back into the water, and you are able to beat the attacking beasts off.
Do we find the person that was pulled in?
No. The two women who you have saved are like one of them is like shoves her head under the water and is like looking around, and the other one says, "Oh, thank you so kindly for the timely rescue."
Oh yeah, yes, we were completely fearless about it.
Oh.
Where'd that thing come from?
Oh, no, don't know. They just they set upon us as we were rowed into shore.
When I was looking at it, did it look like an octopus of some sort?
Yeah, like the last thing you got, it looked like they were
Yeah.
two giant octopuses that were just sprung out and were attacking. She says, "Oh," she like goes to her friend and pulls her out of the drink and says, "She's gone, lass. She's gone. I saw her go into the beak."
Oh.
Oh, I'm very
So
sorry.
Oh,
So
it's
sorry.
thank you. Yeah. She says, why don't we row to shore and get out of the drink?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So just to make sure, Scott, it looked like they were between the lighthouse and the shore, like they were
No.
the lighthouse to the shore.
Yeah, it looked like they were coming from the sea onto the shore, and were attacked by these octopus on their way in. She says, they row up with Ilbreyan and Inisalia, and just sort of they so she says, Bella Mare, pleasure to see you. Thank you so kindly. And
Jenkins, it's a pleasure.
and this is my friend Chalky, who she's like, the Chalky seemed to be just on the shore, just sobbing uncontrollably. She says, poor Menard. She is good lass. But the sea, she's a terrible mistress.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry about everything. I'm glad we came to.
Oh no, we surely would have perished if you hadn't intervened. Thank you, truly, good souls, each and every one of you.
Oh, just a little. Go ahead.
Is there anything else we can do to help? Us maybe, or
Well, we can certainly take care of that sort of thing, but well, you guys do seem to be the right and honorable sort. There is a bit of an issue that we I hate to press, but we are in a bit of dire straits out there.
I look at the lighthouse a bit like, for example, that lighthouse, I assume, being off is not a good thing, yes?
Yeah, no. We didn't come in where we were supposed to. That's for one thing, but that's the least of our problems.
All right.
So she goes. She sort of looks around the encampment. Is this your camp?
No.
We just came up here ourselves.
She says, well, do you mind if I start a fire?
go ahead.
By all means, I have to ask. So, you don't work for this lighthouse, or are not affiliated with it in any way?
No. I mean, we pass by and it serves our needs from time, but apparently not now. But no, we're not affiliated with this here establishment.
That's fair.
But she goes and she lights a fire and she gets her friend over by it and sort of like starts to dry her out. She says, so once again, thank you so much. And I wouldn't put this on you if it weren't truly just a fucking mess out there. So we're the crew, part of the crew of Carvel, called the Tortured Turtle. And well, not to put a too fine a point on it, but let's say we're enterprising businessmen, men and women out there.
Oh, right.
You know, Nothing too bloody, you know. Smugglers. Let's just say smugglers.
You know, it's a good term.
That seems to run the gamut of the majority of our business. But our captain, he has got it in his head. It has to be something to do with that terrible sea witch he's been shacking up with. He's been pushing us. He's been saying we need to start doing work that we're not particularly comfortable with. Piracy, slavery.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Yeah, and you know, we've been trying to come to terms with it, trying to speak some sense into his head, but he's starting to throw people off the plank for dissent.
So you said sea witch. So this is a woman of the sea?
Yeah, she's a priestess of Umberley.
Oh. Hey, there's just a very grim, like, face that goes over Lowin.
Yeah, Sister Foam, she's a right cunt.
Yes.
Sister.
Sister Foam, I think is what he said.
Yeah, aye. So, you know, we were coming out, you know, checking on some stores, seeing maybe if we could come up with something to turn the tide, and well, you seem like right and honorable folk.
Well,
So I have something of a proposition for you.
we'll hear it. Sure.
All right.
He says, if you come out to sea with us and help me take care of this bastard and his witch, well then, you'll have made a friend and a stake in our little endeavor.
I would like to roll insight, because this is now the first time Lowin is like, I don't like this.
Okay, go ahead.
At the mention of steak, my ears will sort of like perk up. But I will sort of regard her, Miss Mare. May I call you Mare?
You can call me Bella.
Bella. Far be it from me, a landlubber, if there ever was one, to question the ways of those accustomed to the sea. But aren't you, in fact, talking about mutiny? And
Aye.
your lot not take kindly to mutineers?
You know, you're not too terribly wrong, but there's also something about honor amongst thieves. And I gotta say, we've been having to run in different circles ever since the captain's been gotten this idea in his head that we should shift our business paradigm. And so a lot of the people who were our friends out there aren't our friends anymore.
I got you.
And we're having to make a lot of new friends. So I think if we can reverse course, we can smooth things over with our real friends out there.
Right. So
And be
you're
right-
looking to rebrand.
More like unrebrand.
Right. Okay. Return to brand. Get back on brand.
Exactly. And like I said, you guys seem stalwart and true, good heads on your shoulders. You leaped into the fray when you saw people in trouble. And you know what? We're not the squeaky cleans types, but our hands aren't bloody.
Right. Well, you know, I kind of look at everyone. We're certainly heroic and everything, but you know, we would like to hear a good business arrangement as well. And it sounds like that's what you're aiming towards, isn't it?
Absolutely. Lowen, did you make an insight roll?
Yeah, 25.
Oh shit!
I rolled a natural 20.
Zub,
Cool.
zub, zub.
So you actually don't detect any kind of deception in her. She seems to have the forthrightness of desperation.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But for the first second, Lowen's like, I wonder if they're acting. Because they were like, we take slaves.
Well, from what she's saying, she doesn't want to take slaves.
No, exactly. But that's
Right.
what he got him thinking.
Mhm.
No, he's like, he'll pipe up and he's like, no, we should. For her friend.
Right, and the whole, you know, captain slaving people thing.
Yeah, that too.
Pretty messed
I mean-
up. But,
I mean-
but, just to get back on track, I think that's an arrangement could be interesting. Maybe we can go a little bit over the numbers we might be talking about.
She
Like,
says-
how many people are among your crew in total?
She says, I would be happy to go into the nitty-gritty with you, but we're expected back within the hour.
Oh.
Oh.
I bet to
I
say
was
you're
hoping we
probably
could-
here on your own job, right?
Yeah, you know what? We've got a bit of a cache of supplies out here that we were supposed to check upon, but I say that we should strike while the iron's hot.
Okay. Well, if we ride back with you, we need to have a story, don't we?
You know, you can come up with what you like. I think that as soon as he sees you, steel will be drawn pretty quickly. He's a right paranoid fuck. We just need to take care of this.
Time is of the essence. We can spitball when we are in the launch. How can we help you get to the cache that you need to get to so that you can be back underway as soon as possible with us in tow?
She says, we can put that aside. If I have you at my back, I intend to make this mutiny happen right quick, and we just resolve it.
Okay.
Lowin, I'm going to trust you. So, yeah, I say we go for it.
Okay.
Now, in transit, I definitely think we should make use of our time. I have a couple of ideas, but
Right.
we can talk about that once we're all on the boat.
Right. Are there any other boats nearby?
No, not as far as we can tell. They've been avoiding them since the lighthouse went dark.
Right. Are you going to be able to find your way back with the lighthouse not,
Oh, you sweet land-loving fool. The lighthouse helps you find shore.
Well, okay. Fair. I'll have you know that I listened to an entire diatribe about seafaring, and
Why don't you tell me all about it? And she just sort of ushers you back onto the boat.
yeah, and yeah. I mean, I looked at everyone. I'm like, we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I definitely want to go over the numbers, how many are we going to be able to...
She's like, you know what? We're about to kick over the hornet's nest. I don't want to tell you something that might change.
Mm-hmm.
No, but how many people are on the boat?
She says, there's a good dozen of us. Now, I think that once we get started, most of them will see the right of way and join in on our cause. I think most of them, there's a couple right bastards who are buying into this Umberly nonsense. So they might have an issue. But I think I can get most of me lads and lasses on board. I just really need help with the captain and this witch.
Right. Well, I'm sure we could do the whole blasty, killy stuff if we'd have to.
About that, I'm assuming at this point we are in the launch and we are.
Yeah.
So let us get down to brass tacks. How much collateral damage are you willing to endure on the vessel itself?
She says, we've been going through some rough waters and we've been engaging in stuff that we shouldn't be engaging in. So the boat's a little rough as it is. So I figure we do what we need to get her done. And then we can patch the old girl up afterwards.
So don't sink it.
Yeah, please don't sink it. But we're going to already have to put some repairs into her.
Okay. Next question. More of a brainstorm for strategy. And I'm going to take you on a journey. So,
all right, yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay. You have seen the light. And with your companions, saw fit to waylay 4 stalwart adventurers, defeated us, kicked the absolute crap out of us, took all of our stuff, tied us up, and you have brought us back for entry into the slave trade. Unfortunately, you did lose one of your companions. Very tragic, very sad. But this gets us onto the boat, lets us get a lay of the land, so to speak. lets us gives you the opportunity to start talking about the mutiny, unless you are really dead set on kicking this off immediately. Give us a little bit of time.
I'm all for a bit of subterfuge. That witch knows too much. She's very wily.
I actually have other questions as well. First of all, do you guys have any slaves right now that we have to worry about? Like, get them out or whatever.
The slave talk, it's just been talk up to this point.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Second, and this is, I think, more, maybe Lowin, you might have a little more idea on this. Are we going to piss off Emberly by doing this?
Oh, probably, yes.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Everyone prays to Emberly so she doesn't kill us.
Oh, yeah, that's the bulk of how she gets worshippers. She is a terrible god, but her servants do evil, but that's why Lathander's servants do good.
Well, but no, I've seen even the nicest sailors at least say a brief prayer to her, so if we piss her off, it's not going to go well.
Well,
you do what you got to do. But that doesn't mean you have one of their witches on your boat.
That's true.
Ilbreyan, I appreciate your concern, but let's be honest, if we went around deciding what to and not to do based on which gods we would upset, we'd get nothing done.
That's fair.
We are, and many people believe, that especially the clerics and the touched and devoted, we're their agents. We act as their expression in the world. So she is doing something that is akin to Umberly's designs and desires. I am doing Lathander's will. And these wills are clashing, as if the gods themselves were clashing over this idea.
Oh, and it's going to be an epic battle. Oh, you have to face her one-on-one. And it's going to be amazing.
He looks around, very kind of a little nervous, like, I don't know about
You can't back out of this now. You have to show him
I'm not backing out.
Lathander's fury. Does Lighthander have fury? I don't know.
Yes.
I got you back.
Especially against the wicked, and especially the depraved and the wicked. And
right. And then he brings out the Loremonger's jar. And he's like, and now we're going to capture the story of you bravely and soundly defeating the evil Umberly priest.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Right.
So, if we, admittedly, the idea I said before at spitballing, if we do want to talk about immediate orders of battle, I do have one more casting of sleep in me.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea against the bulk of little guys.
Yeah.
If
it looks like we're going to have, if it looks like, I'm sorry, Bella, more people cleaving to the captain than not, then I can try to put at least some number of them to sleep.
That would be good. If we can spare the lives of as many of them as we can, I'm sure I can talk them around.
I'll see what I can do. But yeah, other than that, it's a ship, so we're not going to have a tremendous amount of maneuverability. I know that most of us have some degree of quite literal fire power, so we need to be very careful about what we do and do not ignite. Because really easy to start a fire on a boat made of wood, really hard to stop it.
Mm-hmm. No, I have a good idea of how to do it, and he Scott, when we get really close to the boat, when we were just about to get the top of it, and things I'll probably cast Bless on everyone as the first. If I can do it before combat starts, I'll do that.
Sure. Yeah, so you guys approach the boat. The trip back to the Torture Turtle is smooth. The longboat sails into position to be hoisted aboard. Belle yells to the watch that she has some new. She's lucked upon some chattel, and watches to be acknowledged. And the watch acknowledges the request. As the boat is rising, you have a moment, Lowin, in which you can cast your spell.
Okay, I'm going to cast it. Everyone has bless.
Mm-hmm.
Cast it as a
And yeah,
I'd like to burn my last scroll of mage armor.
okay. Yeah, so A tall and muscular Northlander comes onto the deck. Standing at his side is a short and stocky human female wearing the holy symbol of Umberlee proudly around her neck. And he sort of looks upon you and says, "All right, now what's all this then?"
Ray wanted to say something.
Okay.
I just want to know, do we still have our armor and weapons on us,
Oh, yeah.
or did they take them away?
Yeah, like your armor's still on, but your weapons are like kind of in the boat.
Gotcha.
So you're not like brandishing them when you come up.
Yeah, no.
But they're at the ready. They're basically at your feet, sort of tucked so that they're not visible.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna like whenever maybe the boat gets within position, like stumble out of the boat as if like maybe the waves of it kind of caused him to lose his footing, and kind of pathetically go on the floor and be like, "I didn't want to be. Please don't hurt me anymore, please." And he's just try to make a big scene to distract them from the hell that's probably coming behind him.
All right, give me a deception check.
I'd do that. Maybe we'll see. We'll find out. Okay. Got a 17.
17.
Yeah.
That seems. You don't raise any eye. That like the captain just sort of sneers at you, and Sister Foam spits on you.
Oh, just please. What do I have to do? Are you asking me to do things that are unsavory?
She just sort of grins at you and says, and sort of glances over the rest of you and says, like, that one will feed her greatly. The rest of you, you seem hale. I don't know about you. She points to Rynford. Yes.
I'm gonna kind of stand up because I'm small and I'm in a boat. I like my head pops out and it's like, repent! I'm gonna guiding bolt on her.
All right. Let's roll initiative.
Goddamn repent. All right.
Let me know when you're ready for numbers, Scott.
Okay. Give it to me.
14.
All right, Lowin, you did 10.
Yep.
Sorry, I have a 15.
15.
Yeah.
16.
It's a number that isn't below 10. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, they when you throw the magic over you at her, she says, "I knew it. The sea told me of treachery." And Inisalia, you get the first go.
I do.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right. I am going to smite on.
Smite on, smite off.
Smite on.
Smite on, smite off. Smiter.
We're
You're
gonna cast
terrible.
smite, and I'm gonna lunge at the harpy.
Okay.
I'm gonna lunge at the witch,
Okay.
She's a witch.
and I definitely hit her because I rolled a 19.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna do that. That is the D8.
We don't actually have a battle map for this one either.
Not for this one.
That's fine. Okay, so that's 8, and then with the smite.
Hey, how do I add myself to the turn order?
I've got you in there.
Oh, okay, you do?
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to have like a token, and then you can right.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it all set up on my screen, so don't
Okay,
don't,
that's
don't
fine.
worry about it.
Cool.
12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, she takes 15 damage, and
Damn.
I get her with that Searing Smite, so she'll take a 1d6 at the start of her turn.
Nice. Okay, so 15 now. Okay. All right. So when this happens, two sailors spring up from the deck to come to the captain's aid. And he just sort of snarls, and he comes up to Ilbreyan, who's still sort of like on the ground, and says like, "Let's just get this out of the way," and stabs at you.
Ooh. All right.
No, but it'll be.
5
No.
feet.
Yeah,
Five-
he's within 5 feet, so you can give disadvantage to him.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you are able to dash out of the way, and his sword digs into the ground, but then he comes at you with his short sword. And once again, you're able to roll out of his attack.
Yeah, I'm trying to play up like the patheticness as I'm just
Okay.
rolling around like, and yeah.
Okay, and then it's your go, LB.
Okay. And what I would like to do is, because I've been acting so pathetically, and he's basically just getting pissed off and at me, that I'd like to basically just like start lighting him up all of a sudden with a scorching ray.
All right.
Be able to surprise him. Potentially?
No, he's not surprised.
That's fair. All right, then, yeah, I'm just gonna like basically as the stabbing happens and like he kind of stops for a bit, he's just like kind of seems like he's crying. He just suddenly looks up and he goes, "That was fun for a while," and then he brings up his hands as just 3 bolts of fire begin to spray at him.
Cool.
All right, so I will make some attacks.
Do it.
It's going to be 3 attack rolls in total. All right, so I have you said you have a bless, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do have bless.
Everyone has bless on.
That's right. Let me.
Everyone gets a D4.
Oh yeah.
Also helps against the witch if she starts casting stuff.
Mhm. All right, so I have a 25 on one of them.
That definitely hits.
The second one, I have a 16.
That does not hit.
Fair. And then the third one, I will have. Wait, let me do. How about a 17?
That hits.
Okay, that's the magic number. All right, cool. All right, well, just gonna roll this d6 a lot. All right, that's 16 fire damage.
16 fire damage. So yeah, you lay into him, just burning him with your magic. And hold on, I lost my screen there for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Rynford, it is your go.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fire off second level spell slot Sleep.
Okay.
Trying to get the deckhands, the captain, and the witch just...
Okay. You just make that roll then.
Swinging for the fences. Yeah. At higher levels, an additional 2d8. So it starts off at...
It's
5.
78, isn't it?
Now it's 78, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a reminder, even if we attack people and this doesn't work, we can always say we're not killing them and they'll just be unconscious, even if we take them down to 0.
Well, I mean, it's going to put them to sleep if it works at all.
Right, correct. But I'm just saying if it doesn't work.
Right.
Has a total of 27 hit points.
27 hit points. The 2 sailors drop and just start lolling on the ground to sleep. That is what happens.
Sweet.
Okay, Lowin.
Okay, now I'll actually do a guiding bolt on the witch.
Okay, do it.
All right, guiding bolt.
Got that bolt.
I'm gonna actually cast it at level 2, so it's gonna be a little higher.
There you go. Get the witch.
So it goes 5d6. It's gonna be 5d6 if I hit. Get the witch.
Another witch.
Why didn't we roll? Okay, it didn't roll for some reason.
Hmm?
Oh, it wanted me to know what level I said. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I got a... Let me roll my bless just to double check. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
She will take a grand total of... Ooh, actually did the math for me. Yay. She'll take a total of 17 radiant damage.
Oof.
And the next person who strikes her in melee gets advantage.
Well, that is not going to happen because you blow her off her feet, and literally, like, your light just hits her square in the chest, and you see the light leave her eyes as she falls into the drink.
And he just says, did the seas show you this?"
Oh, ayo.
By the way, I've totally had the jar open the whole time, so I'm capturing it. It's like,
Sure.
oh, that was a good line. That's going to go in the story 100%.
So yeah, down below on the lower on the deck below, you see a very quickly resolving battle as Bella and Chelky rally most of the sailors to their cause, and there's only a handful that seem to be fighting back, and they are just sort of trouncing them handily. But the captain is still up and snarling and swinging his blades. Inisalia.
All right, you can stand down and try and talk with your crew, or we can keep at this.
He just sort of bellows at you and says, "Never! No mutineer will prosper on my ship."
Okay.
We're about to prove that absolutely not true. We are going to prosper. But that's okay.
She goes ahead and takes it, and she basically lunges to push the sword straight into his chest.
Okay, making
And
attack.
I'm going to recast Searing. It's just gonna be the Divine Smite.
Okay,
All
you're
right.
doing Divine Smite. Yep.
Well, Divine Smite, you can say you can.
I use a spell slot.
No, but
first
you
one
can do
I
it
always-
after you hit. You can say, "I'm
Oh,
using
okay.
it after I hit." So if you
Okay.
fail, you don't expend it.
Ah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it's a bonus action.
Uh-huh.
No, that's not even a bonus action. It's Divine Smite. Your Paladin Smites are an entirely separate thing from Searing Smite, which is a spell. Your Divine Smites.
Well,
from
I
Paladin-
also get a free Searing Smite because
yes,
demon type.
right, but they're separate things.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, first off, then, I most likely do not hit, but let's
Remember that
see.
blessed die. Could make the difference. It's a 17 AC unless it went up. So
9.
Nope. Well,
Yep. Nope. But just kind of.
yeah, you clang against his armor.
And you didn't expend anything because
Mhm.
you didn't
It's true.
hit. You're good.
It's true. I'll take that win.
Yeah.
yeah.
But hold on, let me take a look at something real quick.
Be on the guard.
Yeah, no, he kind of jukes out of the way, and he says, "I know enough." And she's like, "I know enough than to go against a devil." And he rushes forwards and takes a swipe at Rynford.
Oh.
Okay.
Gap
Is
the
Rynford 5
mage.
feet?
My AC is 15.
Okay.
I'm about to say, is Rynford in 5 feet?
No.
Probably not. No.
Okay, that's fair.
But he rolls a 3, so that doesn't happen. But he is going to take another swipe at you with his short sword,
God damn it!
and rolls a 3 again.
Hey!
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
It's not rolling well on this.
Not really. So Rynford. No, sorry, Ilby, it's your go now.
Okay. I don't know. I think Ilby. How does the captain? Is he bloody at this point? Like, does he?
I mean, he looks a little scorched, but he doesn't look
Yeah.
bloody.
Okay, that's fair.
I think you're the only one who hurt him so far.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I think Ilby is going to just kind of like basically he kind of gets fully on his feet now that he's no longer like within the guy's range, and he's just going to look and goes, "Looks like your priest is done, friend. Oh, you have all the waves to follow you." And he brings up another pair of rotating fire, and he just throws them.
Okay.
And another set of attacks. So let's see how I do.
Let's.
Okay, that's a straight up no. However, I got a natural 20.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
And one more just to see what happens. Oh, yep, I need that die. Give me a 2. Give me a 2. Give me a 2. Oh, fuck you. Okay, I missed the third one.
Okay.
Damn it.
One.
Alright.
But I got one and I doubled the damage, so fuck it, whatever.
So how much was it?
It's gonna be...
Me or May?
It's gonna be May. That's true. 9 fire damage.
9 fire damage. So yeah, you chuck another one into his chest, and he burns a bit. Rynford, your go.
Cool. Yeah, I will just I'll do that whole magic thing. I think I'll do a thunder flavored chromatic orb, point blank in his face.
All right, do it.
Thunder. Thunder. Thunder.
Thunder.
Ho!
Thunder Gnome. 2 men enter. One.
Can we all
one
just
gnome
give me a
leaves.
thunder gnome, please?
Thunder Gnome.
Delightful.
Does a 5 hit?
It does not.
Well then, yeah, it goes wide.
Have you spent your inspiration for this game? I forget.
I have already spent
Okay.
inspiration.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. So that happens. All right, Lowin.
I'm too busy looking cool, dodging out of the way of his
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
and he's like, she gave you a chance, and then he comes in with the short sword.
Okay.
Gonna burn off those cakes you ate earlier.
I think that's gonna hit. It's a 23.
That does hit.
Hey.
He's gonna take 7 magical damage.
Okay. Yeah. The light burns into him. He is looking pretty bloody right now, though.
That will be my action because no one's really hurt yet, so I don't need to heal anyone.
True enough. All right, Inisalia, your go.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna basically just kind of go back, like correct her stance. Like, oh, okay, I overextended, squat down. Okay. Now we're gonna try this again. Yield.
He just kind of he just sort of rears back and just spits a big chunk of blood right at you.
Oh, rogues. All right, yeah, no, I'm gonna go in with my sword and basically, I just want to smack him with the flat of it for that. That was rude.
Okay.
Oh, he hasn't brushed his teeth in a while.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
gross.
it's infected.
He has
Ah.
the scurvy.
He might very well be a chewing tobacco user.
22 to hit.
That hits.
All right,
Now you smite.
Now
Now.
the smiting happens.
Now let's smite and smite the shit out of him for his nasty ass fucking
Oh, gross.
blood spit.
Gross. All right. First the D8. So that's 6, 8, 9, 10. And now the smitings. 10.
Get smitten. That's a totally different paladin.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's very
Yeah.
much so.
Play a love paladin. That'd be fun.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's just 12 damage, but still.
Okay. Yeah. No, but it
Just 12. That's a lot. That's good.
That lays into him. He definitely is looking on his last legs. But he is going to lash out at you. He's going to send an attack at Ilby,
That's fair.
and he
I
rolls a
beat.
2.
Okay.
And then he's going to take another slice at Lowin this time,
Yeah.
and rolls a 3. Holy shit!
Yeah, you're wow. You're whiffing.
You're
It's just random.
weird.
Think it's Umberly, man.
Yeah, man. You know.
Pissed.
All right, Ilby, it's your go.
Finish him.
Ooh, well, you've been a bad doggy. Sit. I wish I could have used command.
Oh, you should have.
I didn't save it. I had my 2 spell slots already. It would have been so good.
You've been a salty dog.
That salty dog.
Mm.
Sit.
You should have been a salty dog.
No, I think actually that's what happened. Salty dog. Damn it! I pulled in the thing. Remember that next time. Salty dog. and then I think he is just going to look at him and just be like, and basically just go to sleep, but in the terrible devil language.
Okay.
Salty brain. DC 13 intelligence saving throw.
All right.
That mind spike.
Mind sliver.
Mind sliver.
He makes it.
Ah!
He actually rolled
You were
high.
supposed to go to sleep. Go to sleep.
He just sort of snarls like through the pain and is like,
No, dude, stop that spitting thing. No. Bad dog.
all right,
Let him spit, please.
Rynford, it is your go.
Oh, nice. Thunder chromatic orb going right at his face.
Do it.
All right.
Upside, the other side of the face.
Yeah. It's okay. We're all going to roll ones, and then no one's going to get anything done. It'll be great.
And because I am making a ranged spell attack in melee, I am rolling at disadvantage.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Does a 10 hit?
It does not.
There goes another one.
All right, Lowin.
All right.
Down to
He's
you.
getting Lowen's like really juiced up. Like he has been going at it. So he's kind of overcommit. You can definitely tell he's overcommitting when he's attacking this guy. I think we may be going into the drink after if I successfully hit this guy.
Too much coffee.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a 22 hit.
That does definitely hit.
He takes
It
4
does.
damage.
4 damage. Yeah, you sort of bite into his thigh with the blade, and he like goes down to one knee. He's not down yet, but the group of mutineers sort of makes its way up onto the top deck with you, and just sort of surrounds him with you, and like they all have their blades out. And not at you. They're all pointed at the
No.
at the
He's
captain.
Like, he's yours. He's yours.
Okay.
Like he's like
And Bella is able to disarm him with these two slashes of her rapier. And has her blade. Chalky has her blade directly at his throat, and she says, "For your crimes, for trying to corrupt this crew of noble thieves, we commend you to the deep." And she just shoves the point of her rapier straight into his throat. And they just sort of, as one, grab him and chuck him off into the waves. And there's a cry that goes up from the crew, and everyone sort of just comes around and they're patting you all on the back and thanking you, and so like there's some tears, there's some people like oh, we're gonna be cursed for this, but it had to be done.
Oh, right. You should probably either kill those two or tie them up, whichever you think is best, really.
Bell's like, well, we'll talk some sense into them, lad.
Okay.
But yeah, they're going into the brig, along with the rest of them.
oh, okay.
I'm glad
that's over with. Umberly is bad at business. It's one thing to give her homage because her domain is the sea. It's another thing to actively cultivate her because that just brings.
Yeah, there's shit you just don't do. And she pulls up. She takes the captain's hat that fell off of his head and replaces her own hat with it. She says, she kind of like pulls it around a little bit. I'll get it refitted.
It's going to need to be refitted. Yes, it's not quite there. That's okay.
She puts it at a jaunty angle that seems to fit it for the moment.
Yes.
She's just like, well, let's.
We couldn't hear you,
What,
Nigel.
I was going to say, I know a couple of haberdashers in Neverwinter.
She's like, we'll maybe take a trip down south, but for now, let's get you all. Let's. There's some fine casks of wine and some salted pork below. Let's.
I can eat.
All right. Celebrate.
Yeah. So you guys are sort of led to the main galley, where everyone kind of drinks to the battle, drinks to the occasion. You guys are able to get a definitely at least a short rest in.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us got hurt.
Yeah.
Hey, I need them spells though. So
Yeah, spells.
Yeah, spells. Is the big
Spells.
yeah.
yeah.
So you guys definitely have a nice meal, nice celebrating talk with chat with all the sailors. But eventually, as evening gets on, Bella welcomes you into the captain's chamber to talk business. She says, "Well, all right then. I suppose we should probably go over the nitty-gritty before you get on your way."
Fair enough. So yes, let's talk about your trades. What you're looking to move into.
So, well, we're good at what we do, and I mean, I'm not sure what kind of outfit you guys run with, but do you have need for the use of a skilled smuggler?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I hear that Neverwinter lately has been imposing some pretty terrible taxes.
We heard the scuttlebutt about that. Yeah.
So, maybe if you could, maybe it'd be useful to have someone around who could, avoid the tax collectors. That'd be really great.
We can move a whole lot without being noticed.
You go down past Neverwinter to Waterdeep?
We sail the Sword Coast up and down, yeah.
Okay, because we're more located down there.
Oh, that's fine. We can definitely make a port of call there. She says, So, well, I know we mentioned that the ship does need some repairs.
Right.
But with all this rebranding going along, we actually don't have much in the kitty, as it were. So you've definitely earned your stake. We will definitely do whatever job you guys need doing takes priority.
Right.
Certainly they're out. But, we could use some help with getting the ship back up into prime condition. And that would be worth some certain more considerations, if you like it.
What are you looking at in terms of repair costs, refitting, hiring crew, ballpark it?
Ballpark at about 1,000.
All right.
I think we can do that.
In your head, you hear Lowin say, "I'm good with that."
All right. Well, I kind of looked at you and goes, I think our coffers can handle that. Now, we were looking to have smugglers, but, this obviously will put down an even greater stake.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I kind of look at the ship, actually. How big is this ship?
It is it's a sizable ship. It's a Carvel. So it's kind of like a blockade runner. It's very fast. It's not it's not large. Like, it's not like a big, cargo ship. But it's definitely designed to get to it has some space for cargo. It's more about being fast and, being able to slip through patrols, and getting where you need to go quickly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think. Well, let's talk about this a bit then.
Sure.
Between all of us, what do you all think?
I mean, they seem all right. I mean, I don't know much about smuggling, but
It's an investment opportunity that I think we would be fools to pass up on.
That's fair.
I'll turn. Do y'all trust me to do a couple of do a bit of Q&A?
Go for it.
Okay.
All means.
I'll turn to Bella. We are representatives, franchise holders of Acquisitions Incorporated.
She kind of like blinks a little bit at that and says like, "Oh, you run with Acquisitions Incorporated."
Yes, I realized that perhaps in all of our introductions that was myth.
You didn't mention it. It's not a problem. It's just I've heard things.
Good things, I hope.
Your crew's making an impact all over the world.
That's good. So, understand that when it comes to flexibility, we are very well versed on both a personal and a professional level with some of the necessities of modern times being what they are. And it certainly seems like your interests vis-a-vis the cause for mutiny would not run counter to ours. There's plenty of things that we are willing to do in terms of business deals, but there's certain things that we would not wish you to be involved in. Mostly the sorts of nasty, dirty things that you've already very clearly expressed you're not interested in.
There's just some things that aren't worth staining your soul for.
Exactly. And even if there is profit to be made, profit's not everything. Profit's a lot of things. But sometimes the price is too high.
Right. So I think at the very least, we all agree, no slaving. I think we're all there, though. And, obviously, maybe don't attack anything that has any Acquisitions Incorporated branding.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't want to get you in the heat.
I mean, unless we, make a direction towards that.
Yeah, absolutely. If
you never know, really.
Hey, I'm familiar with there being differences of opinion, even if you're running with the same crew.
Sometimes you just gotta do a school of hard knocks, I believe they call it, right?
Quite. Hold on, I'm looking at the character sheet.
Sure.
As a note, for both the party and the listeners, Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria were all Caravel.
Aha!
They were all Caravels.
Yeah, I looked at the picture. I was like, okay, now I have a clearer idea. It's kind of like the standard piratey ship.
Every time I was hearing Carvel, I'm just like, Fudgy the Whale? Ice cream time?
So I'd like someone to make you all can make an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
Straight up intelligence?
Straight up intelligence.
What does it involve? A ship?
More businessy stuff.
Okay, that's definitely not me. No.
So if anyone has like a proficiency or something that might align with that.
Failed merchant.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you add your proficiency bonus to it.
Ballin'.
It's not an ability.
So I have a 18.
Yep. 14.
6.
Okay. So Ilby, you're kind of thinking about this, and you thinking about, what would be worth this kind of investment. And a thought comes to you that, this is a ship that goes all up and down the Sword Coast. Has obviously they have contacts all over the place. You think that maybe the best use for what you're getting for repairing the ship would be not so much something to directly help you, but getting them in with the company as a whole. That while it might not directly benefit you, it will increase your reputation amongst the company if you bring an asset that is so far-reaching to all the franchise and to head office. That will be a very long-term, reputational benefit.
I kind of have let's have a quick scrum, okay? And I basically kind of filled them in on that. It's like, so we have a long-term thing. We don't get much money for it. I don't know. Maybe we can negotiate them paying it back at some point. But really, I think the long-term thing is the company looks good at Reliquary, and the company likes to have us move up. Mayhap.
And to be honest, I've been struggling because we're landlocked where our headquarters are. But no, that's an excellent point. It's an asset that can be utilized by the rest of the company. And so long as we make sure that our name is on it, yeah, that should do well internally for us, and it gets them regular work that's on the right side of legitimacy.
Sometimes.
So we're friends, take our friends and introduce them to our other friends. So then now
Yes.
you can have friends all over the place.
Exactly.
Yes, we're basically locking down an exclusive transportation arrangement with Acquisitions Incorporated.
Brought to you by Reliquary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
really?
that's
She's
gonna be
like-
on the-
She's like, you know what? I like the sound of that.
All right.
We can basically put any Acquisitions Incorporated franchise at our top of our preferred clients list. They get priority. You get first priority no matter what, because you bled with us, and that matters.
Yes,
But-
we did bleed. We totally bled.
But we sail for Acquisitions Incorporated when they need someone to sail for.
All right, that's fantastic. Okay, small thing. It's very personal. It's just personal, and if it doesn't sound good, that's fine. Are you married to the tortured turtle? Are you married to it? Like the name?
The ship names, no.
Okay. But
Yeah, well, you know what? You've done good job, but you're a lubber.
okay.
We don't know the sea. We understand. We
Right.
defer, of
I
course.
just think of the turtle. I just think of a turtle. I'm sorry. I can't.
Oh no, sweetie, it's not a turtle. It's a tortle.
Turtle. Oh,
Tortured turtle.
what the bloody hell is a turtle?
They're the turtle men that walk around.
Oh! I don't care. You can torture them. That's fine.
Yeah, it's sentient. It's okay. It's not a
Yeah.
thinking creature.
Right, exactly. They're harmless, and so you can't hurt them. It's not fair.
Yeah, I'm looking at you like weirdly like.
Oh, Ilbreyan's not even paying attention. Anyways, it's been a pleasure. I'm glad we worked this out.
She's like, and my friends, beyond the business, I want to thank you. And she pulls out a pouch and says, "This is from me." And she puts it into your hands.
I guess I'll look at it.
So it is a leather pouch, and there's a very shiny red pearl inside that you kind of do the quick appraisal on. Is worth about 200 GP. And there is also a yellow diamond elemental gem as well.
Oh,
That's good.
He says this was the captain's, and I don't feel good hanging on to his personal stash.
oh well.
Makes sense. Ilby, you still have our spoils from that latest dungeon run, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
How about we, while I'm drawing up, I assure you, a standard boilerplate contract, how about we go ahead and give
Settle
them...
up.
Settle our debt.
That's fair. Yes. So I'll go ahead and hand them 1,000 gold worth of gems that we have.
All right.
Be like, you can. I assume you can offload this.
Oh no, we prefer these.
Oh, well, there.
Easier to stash. And she she hands the book and says, "You want us to sail down to Waterdeep then?"
We can start there. Maybe we probably need to draw up a contract with the greater office.
She's like, "Do what you need to." But
And he's like, that's where the head office is. They could take the contract that we write up down to them.
absolutely we can. But tell you what, we actually should probably be getting out of this area.
We need to get to shore.
We've been we'll get you to shore. We'll send you there, but we need to get you on your way. The patrols from Neverwinter are due any hour now, and let's just say we don't like if we can not be around. It's best that we not be around.
Totally understandable. Yes, no. And like as we're getting ready and getting into launch, I'll be. It'll just be a standard like just business contract.
Sure.
A few alterations that essentially say that it will be it is temporary until it is ratified by the head office, a representative from the head office. That in any and all official documentation, Reliquary will be cited as the acquisitor of this resource. and that the ship and its crew enter into essentially just cargo transportation and other various seaborne activity contract with rates to be determined at a later date in perpetuity until such time as both parties wish to renegotiate, et cetera, et cetera.
Right, and you put in exclusions like slavery, piracy, like those sort of things.
Just no one voids the contract.
Yep.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah, like if anything is done, or if any attempt to coerce into performing, yeah, you spend a good chunk of time putting the contract down. It's as ironclad as you think you can make it, and yeah, they put you back in the longboat with Chalky, and she rows you back to shore.
Yay.
As she's doing that, I do want to try and make another call.
Sure.
One more.
Can I give you guidance?
Yes.
Yes, please do. Eventually.
Something will stick.
Did you do it, Kelly?
18!
Right?
Oh boy, you do. So who are you trying to contact?
I would like to contact the Waterdeep office to let them know of the arrangement we just made, so they could be expecting them.
Okay, so yeah, the gem glows to life, and you sort of hear this sort of crackly voice, and says, "Head office, how can I help you?"
Yes, this is Inisalia Habbalah. I was just calling with Reliquary, Acquisitions Incorporated's latest.
Oh yeah, we have you on the book. Thank you for checking. It's been a little bit.
It has. I am having a bit of trouble with the crystal, but we wanted to let you know we have come into some transportation arrangements for the good of Acquisitions Incorporated as a whole. The tortured turtle.
The tortured turtle. Mm-hmm.
The tortured turtle will be making its way down to Waterdeep. So you can be expecting them to come by the office just to finalize some of the paperwork. We, of course, did the initial stuff, but they will be bringing the rest for proper signage.
Well, that sounds great. Thank you. I see here that you guys have a few outstanding issues with the home office, something for the boss.
Oh, yes.
Will that be making its way with your new friends?
I don't believe so. We're supposed to hear, he's going to contact us about the book, right?
Right.
No. This is just setting up the transportation.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And I'm also seeing that you guys have been tasked with tracking down the last member of your previous franchise.
Yes, we are currently engaged in that operation right now.
Fantastic. Thank you for the update, and we'll be on the lookout for that ship.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You have a great day as well.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It worked!
You did it! No. You be excited as you want.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it was pleasant. It was good.
Yes.
All right.
You did a good job. He just glares at you a little bit, Rynford.
What? No, not the person that she was talking with.
Oh.
Seemed nice.
Oh, okay.
I am rude, but I am not that rude.
All right. So, so you guys get rowed back up to the beach.
Yep.
As I mentioned, there were, on the beach behind the lighthouse, 3 large tents are set up as temporary lodgings. There seems to be lots of stowed supplies, sort of wrapped in canvas. There's crates everywhere. There's some mundane furnitures. And as you guys are sort of combing your way, you see that all of the tents have been marked in chalk with the double D of Drawn Enterprises.
Son of a
Bitch!
like a freaking plague is what they are. No, they're trying to stay ahead of us, I suppose.
They probably think that she knows something more about the thing.
I gotta say, they work very fast. How did they ever find her?
Location spells?
But I will say, there, like, you guys were able to, like, scan this out. Like, this camp is empty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
There are no people here.
Can we get an idea for how old this camp is? Like how long? How
Actually,
much is-
guys, hold on. One real quick. I
Okay.
actually forgot something that would have been. Before you left, Bella lets you know. She says that she's before you leave for the shore. She says that she does know that something is wrong at the lighthouse. She says for at least 10 days, the light has been dark, and she has this sense that there's some dark magical doings going on. She just has a feel about it. She's heard that there's been spectral figures and will-o'-the-wisps in the area are on the rise.
That's not good.
Oh well. All right. Appreciate you giving us the heads up. We'll take a look. We have some business in the area anyway, so
Yeah.
why not?
So yeah. If anyone would like to give me an investigation check.
Sure.
I will cast guidance on one person that's doing it.
About to say I can help. I can assist somebody.
Do you
Okay.
have proficiency in investigation?
Nigel, you
do.
want to go ahead and take care of this?
Oh.
Sure. Is someone going to give me assistance?
I'll give it to. So you also have guidance from me.
What does that do?
D4.
$13 plus 5, total of 18.
Okay. So you're able to just comb through this area. You find kegs of ale, a cask of fresh water, boxes of rations, bundles of arrows. In one tent, you find a chest that's hidden within the provision crate. That when you sort of shake it, you hear the rattle of coins, but it is locked.
We've been dropped off at this point. The
Yeah.
longboat.
The longboat is
Yeah.
rowing back. I mean, you might be able to call her.
We'll just pick up a rogue at some point.
Right. Does it have like I say it's locked? Does it have like just a
Yeah,
general-
it has a pretty sturdy looking lock on it.
Mhm. Right.
We can try it later. I have a weird feeling about all of this.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Is that roll good enough for me to get any idea of what happened here?
Yeah, you look around. I mean, you see you find signs of a scuffle is the best. Like you find a lot of footprints. Like there are many footprints all over this camp. And you do find a couple of you find a couple of documents sort of like tucked away like behind a little kind of desk that's in one of the tents that bear the insignia of Acquisitions Incorporated and the order of the stout half pint like that detail out renovations on the lighthouse itself. Like you look up at the scaffolding and you kind of put some things together. This was actually probably their camp while they were doing renovations on the lighthouse.
And whatever they did it on the inside. I think we're going to need to get in there and see.
Yeah, that's what I'm
what's going
thinking.
on.
But we don't see like any bodies.
Nope, there are no bodies, but you do, like I said, you see lots of footprints. And you see some signs of there are a couple of broken chair legs, and whatnot. But it seems like something went down here, and that a lot of people were involved with what happened. And then you find sort of this single file trail of footprints leading up to the lighthouse.
Sounds like that's where we need to go.
Let's go.
All right, let's fold the army of people that probably went to murder these folk.
Okay, so you guys head up to the lighthouse. You get up to the door, and that is where we're going to end for the night.
All right.
Hey.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for playing. Thank you, everyone out there, for watching. Stay safe out there. Oh, it's a kitty. Oh, it's my sweet little kitty girl.
Oh, she's okay.
Yeah.
I tried to see if she wanted to say hi, and she's like, no,
No.
we're shy.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys. It's been a blast.
All right, be good.
Hey.
See y'all.